Way reality TV just laughs at me. Kinda like those bullies in high school. Behind scenes was catastrophe. So could everyone quit telling me what I had to be? Just to be simple with you, brother, I'm truly glad to be a fuck up. Cause right now I'm down, so homie, what's up? I know I didn't grow to get here by being stuck up. Some people out seeing how much energy they can suck up, but I'm filling the cup up, passing it to my brothers. Maybe one day I'll buy a house for my mother. Up on the mountain, awesome helipad, so I can visit often. Send my dad golfing off with Steve Austin, stone cold focused. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. It's been a minute now, milking every opportunity. I should get a cow, never seen an obstacle that I couldn't get around. But I'm not from royalty, so I didn't get a crown. These thoughts were written down for those who sit and frown. Complain every day about the blessings they were given. How do you suppose those bros in Africa are living now? Maybe you could see the light if I could shift the clouds. So I'll try, but man, look how time flies. This year came and went like drive-bys. Mama still says she's surprised by my size, but this cat survives, still got my 9 lives. So what you wanna do? Go home, relax for 5 days cause you wanted to. I'd rather be out in Bombay, but I ain't mad at you. I'm not home to stay, I'm just passing through. There's things I have to do. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. I've been in the office, they asking me where I'm off. I'm thinking that I fell off, it's a bad decision to start off with. If I don't call back, don't be mad at me. Home or family is surely somewhere that I'd rather be. I've been on the road for just too long, hoping that I'll come soon. No, when that'll be, man, who knows? Guarantee I'll have something to show. Most of y'all complacent, none of y'all got patience. I know that for a fact, cause I'm part of that equation. Learned from the school of life, and this is orientation. Nothing could prepare me for what I recently been facing. Some say that gravity is too strong, but when you love, you really can't do wrong. So I'm sorry I can't move on, but I couldn't leave without this new song. Hey, cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. What I see, I get it. No matter where I am, next to you is where I want to be. When you see, you get it. Fantasies you keep became real when you met me. What I see, I get it. No matter where I am, next to you is where I want to be. Toughening up, we messed up in the middle. Arguing lately, and baby is giving me nothing like Benjamin Button's a riddle. Oh. Sorry if you can't keep up with me now. How many times I keep bumping around? Oh. Too many times I trip on the line.
What is up, people? How are you? How are you doing? Happy May 23rd. It's fantastic to be here. We all got a purpose. We all got a purpose. And my purpose today is to join people of the metaverse together. That means you, Anon, for us to join together and to learn. If you've been tuned in, you see we have a new schedule now. And on Tuesdays, we are learning. Let me see. I think it's on, I know where it is, right here. On Tuesdays, we learn, that's right. Also a new time. Started a little bit later than usual, but if you are here, Alright, I did something wrong here with the Pope machine. Alright, failed on the Pope today, folks. Failed on the Pope. Good thing I did not hype that up way big. I'll have to try again. The Pope has a 15-minute window, and I guess I did the timing window wrong. But I've learned. Boom! I've already learned something today. That's what it's all about. So on Tuesdays, we are indeed going to be focused on learning. So if you have anything you want to learn about, this is the stream for you. Do you want to learn more about token standards? Do you want to learn more about the basics of like what is a blockchain? Do you want to learn on what you can do with learning in Blender? Like so many people talk about learning Blender, but what can you do if you learn Blender? Well, this stream on Tuesdays is around just that, is learning together. On Wednesday is creator highlights. So if you're a creator and you want to get highlighted here on the stream, if you want to have people learn about what you're doing, jump on the stream, we can have a conversation. You can come in as avatar or your fleshy form, however you choose. And then on Thursday, we have open collaboration. Make sure you come around for that. That's where we open up an entire space here in OnCybers, and we give up to 6 individuals. We had 6 people last time collaborating and building a space dedicated to the theme of mental health awareness. That's right, it was Mental Health Awareness Action Day last Thursday. And so we built out an entire space dedicated to mental health action. It was quite magical. I think it was a mental health experience of its own. So yeah, on Thursdays we have that. On Fridays we do live music where we're exploring the metaverse, finding live music in every corner. And trust me, there is a lot of it if you know where to look. But if you don't, it can often be quite silent. So for us, we like to give you a front seat in that experience with a merged world experience. You don't have to do much. You just got to hang out with us in one of our, well, this is a space pod. It's actually a rocket ship that's flying through outer space. So you jump in here, join us in one of our rocket ships, and you will actually find yourself brought all around to various experiences. We project every metaverse we can explore can be projected in here, and we go and we explore together. And it is a pretty great time. It's a world within a world within a world. It really is something special. You got to come through. So don't miss out on Friday. That starts 6 p.m. PST. It is a good time. We sometimes have special guests of our own doing live performances. So like I said, if you are a musician, if you're a creator and you're trying to get onto the scene for Web3, this is your opportunity here. But if you're one of those people who wants to just hang out and enjoy, don't worry, we have an event for you on Saturdays and Sundays starting 7 a.m. PST. If you're on the West Coast, that's right, it's cartoons and cereal. We have our anime club. We have a special anime clubhouse. Whoa, somebody just, how you doing there? Hey, sometimes you meet, oh my gosh, this is the legend himself. We gotta go chase him. He's running, gotta go find, here he is. He's found, oh my gosh, it's Neon Glitch. Let's use this amazing new feature that has just been released today. Make ourselves a little bit smaller here. Where'd he go? There he is. Now we're at the right size. Wow, look at that. Look at that avatar, folks. Wow. Appreciate you for stopping by. Neon Glitch is an amazingly talented artist. I would say here in OnCyber has been really paving the way for VRM design interoperability. Right now, if you are the holder of one of his VRM avatars, if you hold one of those avatars, then you will be able to see on the side right here, you'll be able to see that automatically loaded into your profile. So it's in my other wallet. So I have a different wallet connected right now. So I'm going to go switch to that other wallet so I can show people on stream. Alrighty. We are back. Amazing. So with it all good, feel free to hang out and enjoy the show. Would be great to have you by next week or sometime soon. Absolutely. So you can see here on the side, right above default and right below uploaded, you see owned. So this is an NFT that you would have claimed if you went to the Not NYC event. And boom, automatically loaded there, so you do not have to worry about creating any VRM software. Very simple, very easy. You'll notice there that I had my settings, they had my settings on low quality. If you're on low quality, look at what the avatars look like. They look like little polygons. If you have them on optimal, you still actually don't get people's full VRM. When you put on high quality is when you actually see people's avatars. So if you're ever in world and you're like, hey, I'm not seeing people's avatar, it's not coming out the right way, then make sure you check your quality settings. And you can use this right here. Ah, careful, watch out, I don't want to step on you. Ah! If you use this apply settings, you have to do so with caution. You don't want to, oh, I'm sorry, you don't want a stanky leg on your good friends. You do have to be careful about it. It is a good time. There's a lot of cool features that are coming through, and a lot of them are just at the point where those people who are ready to experiment with them at this early stage have the opportunity to touch that fresh powder. I think creators kind of are like snowboarders. We're always looking for that top mount. We're looking for that exciting mountain to ride. That mountain is our creativity. That excitement that we see, we just have to go ride that slope. And sometimes, at least there's a certain kind of snowboarder that's always looking for that fresh powder. Those are those innovators, those people who are looking for that untouched realm that, yes, people have ollied, yes, people have done backflips, varials, they've done everything, but there's something about being the first person to ride that slope, to ride that fresh powder. Trust me, there's something special about it. Truly special indeed. So, for all of you fellow meta boarders, shall I call you, who are looking for some fresh powder, the number one way to find out where the fresh powder is, you just got to learn. You got to keep your ear to the ground. Okay, you got to keep your ear to the ground. You got to know what the word out is on the street. And today, the word out on the street is Luxo. If you not hear about Luxo, then maybe you're not getting many likes. That's a joke, because their token is called likes, spelled L-Y. Let me see. I don't want to send you out on the wrong L-Y-K. It's called a like, I believe. Yeah, it's called a like, L-Y-K-E. Luxo is basically a token focused on powering the new creative economy. So as I said, be ready to learn, because today in our live stream, we're going to be going through and learning about Luxo. Not just a surface level learn. No, we're going to go in deep. We are about to go in deep, and we're going to learn together. Maybe we'll form an opinion. Maybe we won't. But we're going to learn here. We're absolutely going to learn. So if you want to join in World and learn with us, you can easily do that. And I will broadcast the screen if I can get. There we go. I'm going to broadcast the screen in World here. Alrighty. Alright, here we go. So this is universalprofile.cloud. I'm learning about, this is what they use. It's very interesting. It's kind of, I think it's kind of like link. It's like Linktree. Luxo is a next generation EVM, which stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine blockchain. So what that Ethereum Virtual Machine means is that it can basically interoperate with Ethereum-based applications. So Luxo is a next generation EVM blockchain based on Casper POS. Let's learn about what Casper is. And that's how we do it, folks. That's how this is going to go. We're just going to learn here. Okay. So let's see, Casper proof of stake. At the basic level, what makes a blockchain a disruptive technology is the ability of independent computers, nodes, on a peer-to-peer network to agree on specific facts on a shared ledger, or the state of a smart contract, and continuously update them through consensus algorithms. That is a lot. Let's go through it one more time. That is brilliant. That is really... So proof of stake. Proof of stake. There is proof of work. This is proof of stake, folks. There are two different consensus methods or consensus algorithm types that the blockchain uses to agree on what changes to, or what additions to add to the blockchain. Proof of work was a lot more expensive. In layman's terms, is basically a lot more expensive, but maybe more secure, whereas proof of stake is maybe less secure, more less expensive, less secure. So yeah, I think proof of work is more expensive, more secure. Proof of stake is less expensive, less secure. But I might be wrong there. Do your own research. We're gonna look in more, but I know that proof of stake is what Ethereum moved to. They recently had their big upgrade, and Ethereum moved from proof of work to proof of stake. So at the basic level, what makes blockchain a disruptive technology? This is what makes blockchain disruptive, is the ability of independent computers, and those are called nodes. If you ever hear somebody say, I'm hosting a node, it's because what they are doing is they are one of these independent computers on a peer-to-peer network. So all these computers are a peer-to-peer network, which is a combination of nodes that agree on a specific facts on a shared ledger, or the state of a smart contract, and continuously update them through consensus algorithms. Okay. The consensus happens by an automated system of rules, protocol. Okay. So the protocol is the system of rules that's randomly picking a node at regular intervals to update the ledger on behalf of the entire network. Okay. The first consensus protocol used for this purpose on the blockchain is a proof of work, which the Bitcoin network uses. However, today close to 60% of public blockchains use some variant of the proof of stake. Okay, what is proof of stake? It is a consensus mechanism that bases the selection of the node that updates the shared ledger on the number of coins it holds. Okay? So basically, how many coins that you hold, the consensus mechanism will take that into account to select which node is going to update the shared ledger. The coins become like lottery tickets. Okay, so the more of that coin that you have, then the more likely you are to be chosen to update the shared ledger. And when you update the shared ledger, you get paid in the gas fee to do that. So the more coins of a node stakes, and by the way, when it's staking, basically just means to lock. If you lock your tokens in the contract, so basically the more money that you lock in the contract, say I'm not going to trade this token is locked in the contract, it is staked. The more that you have staked, the more likely you are to win that lottery ticket in order to make that update to the shared ledger and earn your reward. In contrast, when using the proof of work consensus mechanism, a node to update the ledger is picked based on how it performs in a competition to solve a mathematical problem. Okay? So basically, in a proof of work system, it's to say, who can solve this problem the fastest? And maybe it gets more complex and complex. It requires more hardware speed, more graphics card intensity comes into the market because people are trying to compete to win that reward. So and thus there's a higher cost and a higher environmental impact due to running on that proof of work consensus. Whereas running on a proof of stake, you're not rewarding people for having the fastest graphics card or being, you're rewarding people for having the most non-volatility in the market. The more willing you are to not make the market volatile and stake this or lock this for a period of time, the more willing you are to reduce volatility in the market, the more willing we are to reward you in these tokens for processing the fees. It's interesting. So how does the proof of stake work? And people, if you feel like my train of thought on this is off, you feel free to let me know. And if you have any questions, you feel free to let me know. Let me see if there's anything. Sometimes I miss things on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, do me a favor. If you're on LinkedIn, the easiest way for me to see anything is for you to come into Twitch. Come into Twitch is going to be the best place because that's the chat that I'm going to see first and foremost. Or one level up, you can jump to oncyber.io/legacy-on-earth and you can be in world with us right here. Well, I guess with me right now. A lot of people are going to watch this after the fact, so even if it's just a small group for me, that's totally okay. And also, I'm learning at the same time, so this is time well spent because this is one of the most important things that's happening that's being talked about today. And today is when they officially launched their mainnet, so this is something that is currently evolving. I think it's important to stay on top of these things. Everything else you can get from, most people who are talking about things in hindsight. But if you want to really stay on top of innovation, you have to know what's happening right now. And this is a major change in the space right now for the creative economy particularly. So how does the proof of stake work? Let me see. I love how they have this documentation here. Shout out to Casper Network, the leading blockchain consultant. Appreciate that. Like it is the case with other consensus protocols, to join a proof of stake network, a node needs to download and install the core software. And with that done, it can communicate and collaborate with others on the network. Staking with cryptocurrency. So basically all you have to do is download some software and then you can probably just stake the token and then you'll collaborate with others on that network. Staking the cryptocurrency. Before participating in maintaining the shared ledger or smart contracts on the blockchain, a node has to add and lock some native coins. Okay, so before maintaining the shared ledger, you gotta lock some of the native token in its wallet. This amount of the fund is what is known as a stake. The purpose of staking is so that the node acts honestly when updating the shared ledger or the stake of the shared smart contract on the blockchain. The node owner understands that if they do not act appropriately, they will be harming their own value. The staker can only send the coin staked to another wallet after they cease participating in the maintenance of the shared ledger. Cardano is one of the few blockchains that allows the node to cash out even as they actively maintain the shared ledger. Interesting. The exact amount of coins to stake depends on what the crypto mining protocol stipulates. Most proof-of-stake blockchain networks have a minimum amount, so you can't just walk in and say, hey, I'm going to put in $20, now I'm going to start running these transactions. No, there's a minimum on most of them. For example, to stake on the Ethereum network, when it transitions to POS, you need 32 ETH. So you need 32 ETH right now is something around, let me see, $576,000, around over $500,000 in order to participate in staking these nodes. So what does that mean? Basically, anybody who is spending a couple $1,000s to buy some hardware to mine on the Ethereum network before for the proof of work is no longer a part of that party. Nope, you cannot participate in that. You need more than $500,000 now to participate in that sort of business model in the Ethereum network. So the more coins a node stakes above that minimum, the higher chance it is to be picked to add transitions to the shared ledger. That means its capacity to earn from rewards and fees increases with the amount that it stakes. Some blockchains use a variant of proof of stake known as delegated proof of stake. With the consensus mechanism variant, users who cannot set up and run a node can lend their coins to someone who has a node. That is known as delegating. So if you don't have a node, you can also have the option to partake in somebody else's node. Say, hey, I have a node. I started with 32 ETH. But if you want to participate, you can delegate your ETH into there, and you'll have a little participation of the rewards there, because we want to get as many of these transactions as possible. So the delegators, they can increase their chances of their node being picked. So this is very interesting. Whenever the node earns a reward, the delegators share it based on how many coins they contributed. Validator nodes. How y'all feeling out there? Any questions? Any concerns? Are you learning? Validator nodes. So, a node on a proof of stake blockchain network performs three primary functions. First, it adds transactions to the ledger whenever the protocol picks it, and for this, it earns the staking reward, which includes newly minted coins and then transaction fees users pay. The second function is to validate the transaction blocks other nodes add to the ledger. So there's a validation, not just you add something to the ledger. No, there's also a validation. So you're also participating as a node. You're not just adding things to the ledger. You're also getting, validated and validating others. This is like if you're approving them. If most nodes don't validate a block added by a node, it is ignored and the transaction will be added by the next node. Okay. On some blockchains, nodes share the block rewards and fees for validating new transactions. On other blockchains, they don't earn anything for playing that role. So you have to know that different blockchains have different rewards for the people who are validating transactions. The third function of a node is to relay data to other nodes on the network. This data includes unconfirmed confirmed transactions, and data from oracles to smart contracts. So basically is to say we're all competing to take on and to perform the work of this sort of master computation that is happening on the blockchain. Adding new blocks every short while, ranging from seconds to minutes depending on the blockchain. One of the nodes is picked to take all initiated transactions and add them to the ledger. The node takes transactions initiated around the time it was picked, puts them together into a block, and adds them to the ledger. The other nodes will then take audit and validate the block. So it's like data's not going one step at a time. It's like, all right, we're going to add that into one block, put that over here. Hey, you're going to check this. Okay, now it's on to the blockchain. In proof of work, a node to add the next block of transactions on the shared ledger is picked after it becomes the first to solve a mathematical problem. In the proof of stake network, the node that adds the transactions on the shared ledger is picked based on how many coins that it stakes. Advantages and disadvantages. Here we go. Both proof of work and proof of stake have strengths and weaknesses. For example, proof of work is often considered more secure because one needs resources from the real world in order to in the form of expensive hardware and a lot of computational power to attack it. So because of the need in order to, because you need that hardware and the computational power to solve the block, it's supposed to be more secure. On the other hand, it is considered a danger to the environment because it's not energy efficient. Proof of work takes more computing power. Picking a node to add a new transaction to the shared ledger through solving mathematical problems requires a significant amount of computing power, and this makes it very process intensive, energy intensive. The need for a significant amount of computational power and electricity are barriers to entry. This barrier to entry has made proof of stake the most preferred consensus mechanism. especially in a world that is becoming sensitive to greenhouse emissions. It does not require extraordinary amounts of computing power and electrical energy. Besides being friendly to the environment by not consuming significant amount of energy, proof of stake offers other benefits. It provides fast and inexpensive transaction processing. Since the network does not spend a significant amount of electricity, the cost of processing a transaction is significantly lower as compared to transactions processed on the proof of work networks. Proof of stake blockchains also tend to have more scalability options such as sharding, which increases their capacity, reduces the cost of processing transactions, and increases the speed at which transactions are processed. And if anybody wants me to go into what sharding is, you just let me know and we can go more into that. The proof of stake consensus mechanism does have a few weaknesses. So nothing here is a winner takes all. You usually are balancing between speed, security, and cost. The proof of stake consensus mechanism does have a few weaknesses. One of them being the nothing at stake problem. This is where a staking node can support two branches at the same time, which can lead to confusion. This, however, has often been solved in some blockchains through the threat of slashing, taking away some or all the coins that are staked. So it's all kind of about accountability, trying to hold people, thinking that true and honest accountability is what's going to be best for the network, saying, hey, we don't need expensive hardware and environmentally unfriendly processes to make sure these transactions are secure. We can secure them just through honest accountability and holding people accountability with their money by how much you put down on the line. This sounds pretty amazing. It sounds pretty amazing, but we'll have to see. The list of consensus mechanisms is growing. Indeed, even proof of stake has numerous variants to choose from. All of this can be confusing and difficult to follow. Casper is an awesome platform and team, and you can definitely go on their website and learn more. It's casper.network. Folks, do not get scared by the details of this. Just learn some of these things, some of these words, some of these concepts. They might be new. Listen, we literally got through the introduction of this right here. Luxo is the next. Let's start this again now. So Luxo is a next generation Ethereum virtual machine blockchain based on the Casper proof of stake. Okay, aiming to be the foundation. So now we know what the Casper proof of stake is. So it's environmentally friendly, many benefits to that. Aiming to be the foundation for the coming new creative economy and revolutionizing the way that we interact with blockchains. Today, as I said, Tuesday is all about learning. So we're going to get even deeper now into learning about Luxo. This is not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored. This is not a stream that is promoted. I'm not promoting Luxo. Do your own research. This is not financial advice. This is purely community learning and collaboration around exploring some of the new and frontier projects in the Web3 space. They have their website. Beautiful website, of course. Let's just start right from the surface here. On their website, you can find out more about them, their team, the people, the tech they're using, their community, careers, frequently asked questions. Let's before diving into things like the white paper, which we are going to be jumping into. Let me just double check my schedule real quick. Okay. I do have a cutoff in about an hour. But we are here. We are learning. Shout out to everybody here learning together, growing in this Web3 space. Luxo is our theme of the day. But that's not where we're going to start. We have a lot of stuff to go through. So I'm just going to keep going. If you have any questions, let me know in chat. I feel like I could stream all day, but honestly, to be honest, chat, I have to at least make a living to be able to survive and do this for y'all for free. So, in the meantime, I'm devoting as much possible time for y'all as I can to be here and to work together. And each day we have different topics, different themes. If you engage with that and you let me know what you're enjoying, what you're liking, what you're getting the most out of, then I can increase the time allocation that I have for those things and reduce for the time allocation I have for the things that you aren't getting the most value out of. So if you're here, if you're tuned in, let me know, and we can definitely make sure that we're tailoring our stream to our community's needs. So let's see what Luxo is talking about here. This is about Luxo. Let's get and keep in mind, if you're in Twitch, you can type !location at any time and jump to us in world. So if you want to if you want to get closer to the whiteboard here, if you want to hang out on stream, on screen, it is very, very easy for you to do so. Let's see. Luxo is bringing blockchain technology to its next frontier. As a natural base layer and open technological playground for innovation, Luxo blockchain provides creators and users with future-proof tools and standards to unleash their creative force in an open, interoperable ecosystem. Here are their key principles. Identification. So they have solutions for identification. Virtualization, so lifestyle production models are being revolutionized. So basically, how can you make physical items that are on the blockchain? Or tokenization, creative communities and creating your own token economy. So they're building various solutions around these key principles. Amazing. This is actually, I'm going to tell you, they're dropping major alpha here. And let me just say, for anyone building in the Web3, this is how you have to do it. You can't hold your truths and the magic that we see in Web3 close to chest, because there is an education component that has to take place right now with everybody. So these things that are truly the things that have unlocked our perspective to and how we create in Web3, identification, virtualization, tokenization, those are like such key pillars to Web3 and the market right now. And if you understand those three things, trust me, you can connect your value as a creator into the Web3 ecosystem, into the Web3 economy. Identification, Artifact, Bored Ape Yacht Club, etc. Virtualization, Phygital Shoes, digitized and phygital artwork, right? Artwork that has been minted with a token on the blockchain. Tokenization, our Aurum token. Shout out to everybody tuned in right now. You're going to earn a listen to earn code. If you use the secret code, if you type in community at any time, you'll get a link there. Luxo is our secret code. If you type in Luxo, that is going to earn you, let's put in 500 Aurum. That's tokenization. This is tokenizing the value of your presence here tuned in on the channel. This is tokenization. You can then use that token to purchase things that the sponsors give me in our store. So you have those three things are really your key pillars. They really are. Those are the key pillars. Identification, virtualization, and tokenization, that last point that we just talked about. So they're talking about being able to trace provenance, manage IP rights, own physical they're talking about physical collectibles, raising funds, ICOs for artists, digital collectibles, digital closets, gamification, rental services, decentralized markets, co-creation for consumer engagement. They're talking about every single level. Wow. These are their initial use cases. I'm going to go through these again one at a time because truly these are, if you want to know about what use cases you want to be focused on, and I'm not going to break any sort of alpha, but I'm in the process of working out my first deals with artists who I am bringing on. I guess I'm going to be sort of, I want to say it's kind of coaching, but being an agent, I'm going to be working with artists. I'm bringing on, I'm creating my own, I don't want to say label. It's not an agency. It's not a label. It's not a collective. It's not an accelerator. It's I don't know. I don't know what to call it yet. But I'm going to basically take all the skills and knowledge that I have in order to take all of these use cases that we're talking about right here and infuse them into the supremely talented artists' go-to-market strategy. Because honestly, as an artist, you just want to spend your time on creating the art, creating the music, creating the craft. You don't have the time to understand everything and research and do the things that I'm doing on a daily basis because I'm so focused on how these things can empower creators. So I'm going to start, I have a really talented artist who I've always admired, and we're coming together in this sort of synergizing of efforts, and it's going to be pretty exciting. And not just one, there's actually 3 artists now that this is sort of forming with. And soon I will drop a sort of, trust me, we're going to do a whole drop. It's going to be amazing. I'm finding the most talented Web3 passionate artists, and I'm going to do everything. I'm going to be like that little guy in Hercules that helps Hercules frickin' defeat Hades. That kind of thing. It's going to be epic. So let's get back into it. Y'all know I get onto those rants. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're on YouTube, if you're on LinkedIn, I'm not going to see those in chat directly. So if you do want to have more of a direct conversation, jump over to twitch.tv/KevinOnEarth999. So these are the use cases that Luxo is going to be focused on. Managing smart IP rights. Creators can incorporate smart IP rights into their physical, digital, and virtual works. They facilitate provenance, authentication, and anti-counterfeiting IP transactions, IP rights audits, digital right management, and IP clearing. So basically, are you an artist and you want to give someone the rights to using your song in a recording? Right now, you got to go through lawyers and do a lot of things to track that right ownership and that continued right ownership. Boom. Luxo is already taking that as one of their use case applications. And that can happen with music, that can happen with visual art, smart IP rights. This is definitely very important. Tracking provenance, so tracking the movement of the ownership of items. That is a standard sort of must-have in any sort of Web3 networks, use in the creative economy. Physical collectibles. By establishing digital identities for physical products, creators can enable their digital ownership, continuously gather their unique and singular data history, and have lasting and direct access to their owners. The newfound knowledge about product redefines its unique values. Think about how physical collectibles having some sort of digital identity changes the kind of way that your physical product interacts with the world. Imagine an art piece that you buy from an artist that was AI generated. And this artist partnered with a drink company, let's say Red Bull. And every time that you bought one of these 10 collectible, you have to find the collectible Red Bull cans that have their art on it. Every time you find one, You scan it, there's an AR experience, but it also gives you a change to that original art piece. That original AI generated art piece, it evolves every time. So every time you scan one of those codes. And it'll be and there's maybe 10 different trait evolutions that take on those art pieces, right? And so now a can of Red Bull couldn't possibly change the way you identify yourself or the space in which you identify yourself, for instance, in the metaverse. But now it can. Now physical collectible or physical objects can directly impact the way your space evolves on a daily basis and the value that you get from engaging with an artist. Amazing. Designer ICOs. This is important because, let's be honest, nothing gets built if it can't get funded. Everything that you've seen me build has been bootstrapped. And for that matter, y'all can do it too. Everything that you see me do has been done completely bootstrapped through community support. And that, whether that be through grants from communities, and if y'all want to know where the grants are, if you want to know where opportunities are, we can definitely have a session on learning around that. But ICOs is something that honestly can be kind of difficult to navigate for artists because frankly, we're so focused on the art. But it's clear that Luxo is building their network with ICOs and funding for artists in mind. I myself would love to fund some creative ideas. For those of you who know, I've tried to fund my own animated series before. Didn't quite go on the first time around, but maybe in the future we could take another shot at it. To be honest, Wonder Dynamics has been doing some amazing things for me, so I honestly think you might see you're already seeing some animated content from me, so you have to stay on top of this tech in order to really get the most out of it. And shout out to who just showed up here in Twitch. Today is Learning Tuesday, where we always spend Tuesday learning about a new topic. Today we're learning about the very important drop of Luxo's mainnet and Luxo as a full. Digital Closet. The creation of unique digital ownership opens up a new world of collecting and representing virtual creations. Owners of digital fashion can organize, explore, and present their collections of digital collectibles in Luxo's virtual libraries, which are the interface of digital ownership in the lifestyle arena. That, I wouldn't say, isn't too unique of a value proposition. I would say it is definitely important, but I'm curious to see how they're going to apply this in a unique and impactful way. I have some good ideas on how, because there's so much space for innovation. Also, gamification. By creating rule sets and by tokenizing activities on the Luxo blockchain, lifestyle brands can become experience agencies that engage their customers in playful competitions, make products into collectibles, and strengthen authentic IRL interactions. Folks, you know what they're talking about. We're doing this on a daily basis. This is like setting up your own bounty system. All of these things, they are possible, but in reality, the hardest thing is having a place where you can build all of these things at once, out of the box. Is Luxo gonna give us that? They could give us a more, if they could take this use case and set of utilities and build a blockchain that specifically tailors to these experiences, there could be something amazing possible. If you want to see an experiment with some of these use cases, you can already do those things, but you're going to find yourself on a lot of different networks. Like, for instance, whether you're on Ethereum, on Polygon, maybe with Luxo, you might see a lot of these things taking place on one network in one place and making it super easy for builders and creators to start applying these technologies. Let's quickly take a look and shout out to these founders. Fabien, Marjorie, Dr. Bernd, Eric, Peter. Fabian is a blockchain. I think this is worth learning about. Fabian is a blockchain veteran who was part of the Ethereum Foundation in its early days, from 2015 to 2018. That is definitely early days. He helped shape the Ethereum space, building the Ethereum wallet, the first decentralized Web3 browser, and tools like Web3.js, the most used JavaScript library in the blockchain space today. In November 2015, he proposed ERC20, the token standard that initiated the ICO wave and the DeFi movement. This guy is kind of a legend. Marjorie is a multifaceted innovation and product expert, equal parts entrepreneur and designer. The Caracas, which is Argentina, born trained architect. And by the way, Argentina knows about Web3, folks. Argentina lives and breathes Web3. If you don't know that, now you know. Do your research. She's from Caracas. Born and trained architect, strategist, and innovation consultant. Built and led EY's innovation lab in Berlin before founding Luxo. Marjorie worked in art direction across Europe before establishing herself as a brand strategist for Swiss and German brands. She created and managed EY's Digital Innovation Lab as a digital transformation and strategy executive. Dang. Legends. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. So Luxo's building blocks will bring blockchain technology to millions new users by simplifying the onboarding process, increasing security, and allowing DApps, decentralized apps, to be built in for a whole new audience and user experience. A developer-first experience. Luxo is a layer 1 EVM blockchain, which means the execution engine is fully compatible with all Ethereum tools and is easy for developers to use who are familiar with the Ethereum toolchain. With new tools and standards, developers can build next-generation applications and experiences seamlessly. Universal profiles, okay, are interoperable blockchain-based profiles which enable verifiable identities in the digital world. They allow for universal logins that make remembering usernames and passwords a thing of the past, which also give you full control of the virtual asset and digital identity. Universal profiles simplify the onboarding process to Web3 for users, brands, and creators, also improving accessibility, security, and functionality. Then there's a browser extension. Sounds like it's kind of like so this is an alpha developer preview. It's not intended to be used by non-developers, and do not use this in production. The current UP browser. So this is early testnet, folks. Be careful. This is not for your everyday user. If you're an everyday user, there are levels for entry, but that probably won't be it right now. Wait up. NFT 2.0. Upgrade your blockchain experience with flexible NFTs that are extensible and directly composable with universal profiles. NFTs are now safer, have unlimited metadata, updatable, and much more. And this is coming from people who created the Ethereum network. So if they're saying this, you have to think that it comes with a level of confidence. Cultural currencies. The future of blockchain is social. Brand tokens, personal tokens. Shout out to Aurum. By the way, Aurum is a community token for all sorts of communities, not just our community. We have Anime Club is going to be using our Aurum token. Imagine on Earth in our streams here, we're using Aurum. But if you're building a community and you want to use Aurum, you can use the Aurum community token as well. It is a token for people who are interested in building their own creative economy. Every person who I bring on is gonna have one of these. Every person who I bring on is going to have some Aurum for their. I'm thinking right now, like when I work with artists, they're gonna make their own token, but they're also gonna have Aurum. I think that's a great value to give. It's like bringing somebody into your creative economy. And imagine you can create your own as well. But sometimes people feel more comfortable not starting with creating their own. They want to experience something that doesn't come with so much of their own brand at risk, per se. Let's see. They have a bunch of technical documentation. I'll leave that for you. Here's some DApps, sample DApps. They have storage contracts, simple smart contract. So there is some early stuff. And let me just say, if you're going to start jumping into things early, first thing you want to do is make sure you're not on I would strongly suggest, if you can have a virtual machine set up that is a contained environment, that's your best bet. If you can't do that, don't do anything. Don't click any links that are unfamiliar. Don't interact with that. Just don't. If you do choose to, you do so at your own risk. But just don't. Simple things like white papers. Now, we already know this is a legit website. Feel free to explore white paper, but just don't. Okay? Stay safe. This is the Luxo white paper. It goes in heavy. This is what I'm going to be reading tonight. It's 146 pages. So you can definitely read it in a sitting. And it's going to teach you a lot about the vision and how to build on this ecosystem. Okay. Let me know in chat if you want us to read through this or start reading through this and work through this on live. I am down to do that as well. Let me know. I will allow your comments and your words to guide me. So whether that be on Twitter, on Twitch, Instagram, LinkedIn, OnCybers, let me know. If you want us to go through this white paper next, you just let me know. A lot of things being built right now. Shout out to OnCybers. And for me, I feel like at this point, I feel like a teacher. I've kind of dedicated myself. I will say I've dedicated myself to teaching. Today, I taught somebody how to become miniature sized or how to become mega big. So I guess in that respect, I am a teacher. Every teacher needs a whiteboard. OnCybers has made it super easy for me to teach and to gather and to connect with people, to build out a space that is inviting, except for my chomping door right now. My door is malfunctioning. Got maintenance checking it out. Yeah, this is a great space to do it in. So shout out to OnCybers. They did, as I said, they did launch that apply scaling, but they also launched the ability for you to switch out between your avatar, not just by uploading a VRM. Let me show you. You can actually you can now have your NFT that's already in. Look at that. I love this video. I love the video. I love the videos they make. They're super high quality. Let's go. And the music, let's get that from the start. I love how he just zooms across. Shout out to Neon Glitch. I'm pretty sure he's the artist who created that piece. Look at that. So if you have it owned, it's going to show up in your wallet right above where it says default, right below where you have your uploaded VRMs. You can still upload VRM files, but now if you buy a VRM, for instance, from an artist, it will automatically be accessed within your profile. Huge positive. You have to make sure that you're connected to the right wallet. So right now I'm not in my wallet that has my VRM file in it. So this isn't for all avatars. These are specifically for the avatars that have VRM files in the metadata. So currently not all files, not even all projects that have VRMs have the VRM files in the metadata. For instance, like CloneX. Or like any of them. I mean, I'm a degen, but Neon Glitch does. So make sure that you follow Neon Glitch. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw Neon Glitch up there. You can follow him on Twitter. You're also gonna have the opportunity. Let me see. Wanted to make sure I didn't already. I'm gonna create a bounty here. Follow Neon Glitch on Twitch. Oh, I'm sorry, on Twitter. Wanted to say Twitch so bad. Yes, follow Neon Glitch on Twitter. Show me that you're following Neon Glitch on Twitter. Support amazing artists, and you will be rewarded in this creative economy. And that is tokenization, pure and simple, right there. You can earn 500 Aurum by supporting this artist. Simple as that. And we have some sponsored prizes coming to the channel very soon, folks. So make sure that you're stacking your Aurum. You're going to have to compete against other people who are definitely stacking it up. Shout out to Sorota Ryu, shout out to Kiwi Kago, CL, Primitive, Tweedius, Fandy, Yugo, Samwise, Tomahawk, Bobo, J Square, Science, Bloomy, Booty Duty, is that Booty Doodle? Booty Doodle, Zap, Mazafaka, Calvin, Sonokun, Sizz, Paul Young, Psycho, Sir Drink a Lot, Take a rub. DJ Saucier, Nightmare, LFR, Silgro, Stop G, Gans, Dr. Dazzle, Cox, Kane, Stinky Scrub, Pepe Gods, Rips, Scuffle, Motoneto, Wowzers, Nora the Creator, DJ, Dr. Token, Nemo, Tompkins, Graphcall, Alec, Milan, Strake Abuse. See, these people now, they have 0. I'm not going to shout them out anymore. I'm probably going to start limiting my shout outs to a certain number of Aurum. But imagine that. People can earn their shout outs by how much they participate in your community, as well as other things. Right now, Mayflower is our campaign. We have VIP badges up for grabs, as well as some Decentraland wearables. What is up, mostly Mothy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Appreciate you for being here. We have made it through some amazing learnings today on Luxo. We also learned about the new features on OnCybers. Can now access your owned NFTs automatically, as well as apply scale to make yourself super small or super big. You can change and control your size very easily now. For me, I feel like it was just an amazing journey today. I actually was quite inspired by this, and I created a little poem that now I'm going to share with you, mostly Mothy. This poem is called Climb the Stairs, inspired by this very staircase right here. So this staircase here, I was looking at it and it inspired this story. I said, you know what? I'm going to write this story in poem form, and I'm going to share this on Twitter. So here we go. I created a little, yes, thank you. Mostly Mothy. You know what? Thank you for giving me this opportunity. This is Climb the Stairs. In worlds afar where starlight gleams, a hero hailed of many dreams. In stature large and heart so vast, he hailed from home, now in the past. A warrior he in his native clime. Tales of him echoed through space and time. But then he arrived in a strange land and knew everything tenfold in magnitude grew. Buildings so tall they pierced the skies. He, hold on, a mere speck in comparison lies. Challenges mount like the giant stairs. Promised a treasure, as an onlooker declared. Struggle he did, amidst silent laughter. Doubts and fear, his heart's disaster. Each step a mountain, each breath a war, yet within him stirred something more. A power hidden, cloaked by pride. In comfort's shadow, it chose to hide. Unseen, unknown, until this plight summoned forth in the harshest night. He's getting closer. He's getting higher in that staircase. He climbed, he toiled, till the peak was near, revealing strength that outshone his fear. Atop the staircase, breathless he stood, but the treasure promised, not but falsehood, wasn't there. Betrayed by those who wagered his fall, in the end, there was no treasure at all. Yet he smiled, his spirit undimmed, for he's discovered the treasure within. The hero's tale, a lesson imparts. Strength is found in the bravest hearts. Though the world may loom and challenges tower, true treasure lies in our inner power. And if you want to visit those same steps, you got a link right there you can access. And maybe, just maybe, the treasure is there waiting for you. Let's go jump those stairs. Let's see. Is there... No treasure here. But inner strength. Inner strength remains, and the knowledge remains. Let's go. Mostly Mothy, I appreciate that big time. I felt like I was channeling my inner Dr. Seuss when I was working on that, and it was amazing. It was actually amazing because I am not a visual, I can't draw at the level of this designer. I can't create a digital piece of art that would really look like I could not, that would not be within my skill set. But I could with OnCybers. So in a way, I felt like I created a storybook for the first time, almost like I felt like I had created a children's book, and it came something like so authentically, so organically, just came. And I feel like that is where that's where the magic happens as an artist, is when you can take the technical sides of what we envision and the story we want to tell and put that into its minimal it's a minimal side, right? To be able to get the artistic output that we want. And we all have different skills. We all have different abilities. And OnCyber just was able to fill that gap in order for me to create that story and also be inspired to create that story. Appreciate you for enjoying that together, Mostly Mouthy. Shout out to you. That was a lot of fun. Folks, as always, Tuesday is for learning. Monday is for building. So on Mondays, we build something. Well, at least I build something, I work on something, and it is for what's being built, right? For learning, we typically go in, we learn, we look at the latest, we look at white papers, we learn on a certain topic. You can present an idea that you want to learn about, and we can learn about it together. On Wednesdays is creator highlights. So Mostly Mouthy, if you create your own story using OnCyber, then please join me on Wednesday and I will feature your story in a creator highlight. Anybody in the community who's creating something or is inspired to create something, please feel free to share that with me and I will be happy to highlight you here on the stream. Well, Mostly Mouthy, then I am absolutely honored to be able to share this with you. I'm not on the OnCyber team, although I wish I could help. I try to help them in whatever way by raising awareness about their platform, but also I use it myself. I use it with clients that I work with and artists that I work with. And so I've actually been very helped already by this platform. It is a metaverse space creating platform. It's OnCyber.io. You can easily create your own Web3 space. You just go to OnCyber.io and you can even start for free. You do not need to spend any money on any NFT. This space that you're seeing right here was free. Well, it is free. If you go into the studio, you can create a space just like this. And shout out to Lighthouse, which is an amazing tool that Mostly Mouthy, then you're going to love this. Lighthouse #1 is also free. If you're looking for an easy way to help your friends find you in the metaverse, there is one free way in order for you to do that, and that is Lighthouse. You get a singular link like you see right there in chat, and it allows your friends and people to jump to your location no matter where you are. So here you are. If you wanted to jump to this location, you can use that link right there. And this space is free. You can design and create your own space. For me, I call this my meta closet. So I build out my own closet in the metaverse for my favorite outfit right here. I have some other clothing here that I like. Basically, artifact drip. But in the back, I got this new shirt that I really wanted to show off. You know, you got to show off that new drip, right? So here I got this new artifact human drip. Comes with the NFT. And I just got it in the mail. So I created this little space right here. So imagine if you were a model and you want to show off your portfolio. This is a way. If you're a model, if you're trying, or if you're, for instance, maybe you moved into a new house and maybe your friends, your family and friends, they can't come visit you in person, but you want to show them around your house or you want to welcome them, you can make a version of that using this very easily. So I do want to tell you, Mostly Mouthy, on our Thursday streams, Mostly Mouthy, not yet a model. That is one example, you know, and for that matter, you can find many ways. If you wanted to show if maybe you like if you like, you know, model trains or model planes, or if you are a clothing designer yourself or whatever it is, Mostly Mouthy, let me know. What do you create in chat? Let me know. You can create experiences here for free that people can now jump in and explore. And you have so many cool tools that you can now apply to building a really fun experience for your community that you're building. So for instance, if you wanted to, with a space like this, on Thursdays, as I said, we have open collaboration. So on Thursdays, I create very substandard 3D models and make test papers for kids. I see a lot of ways that this could be applied. So number one, I do want to say on Thursday stream, we have open collaboration, because using these spaces, absolutely, as I said, for free, you can create. And so here, when you go to open this up, it'll ask you when you go to create a new space to start by choosing your world. And you can select free, and it'll show you a bunch of different options here. And you can scroll, and here's the one that I was just using right here, Cyberloft. You can select the Cyberloft, and this is free. And the same, and basically, you know, on Decentraland, you get a flat piece of land. This is your flat piece of land, but instead of getting a flat piece of land, you get a already pre-designed, beautiful, and how do you say, aesthetic space for you to start putting your experience into. So you're focusing more on experience rather than the nuts and bolts of getting a sort of form together for what you're going to build for your community. Well, you know, the full saying, jack of all trades, master of none, there's a finishing part of that, but oftentimes better than a master of one. So a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. So mostly Mothy, much respect. That means that you're ready to learn, you're ready to grow. I am the same way. Excuse me. Okay, I didn't sneeze in your ear there. So I am with that as well. Mostly Mothy, this might be a huge tool for you. So I'm excited that I might just be in the right place at the right time to share this with you. I'm gonna make my screen a little bit smaller here so you can see what's going on. And I'm gonna make my head a little bit smaller. Okay, so on this, you see at the top, let me see. At the top, you're gonna see, if you click this button right here, you'll be able to create new spaces. You see this space we just set up. And like I said, this is free. This is something you don't need to spend $1 on. It's like having your own free virtual reality website. Exactly. And actually, one of the new features they're releasing, I think tomorrow or the next day, is being able to place specific places for seating. I won't get into that much detail, but here on the side, you see your panel of options. All these different tools that you have to build with. All these different interactions, right? So that can be NFTs if you want to place NFTs. And I'm going to give a general overview, and if you want me to go into any more detail on any one of these things, you just let me know. But you can have your NFT, right? So you can click one of these places where they have to add an asset, and you can place it. And you can change the size, you can snap it and just move it around very easily. You can add frames to it. I'm gonna kind of take off my head because you don't need my head right now. I'm gonna show you, you can add curation notes like curated by XYZ, right? So you have all these tools and we can go through all these individual tools, but one of the things I love is what makes this open collaboration that we do every Thursday possible. The community gets together and we choose a topic to collaborate and create something around. And you can create using basically like the same way you can share a Google Doc. You can share collaboration access to this space. So now I'm going to drop this link in chat, and you can collaborate with me in building this space. You can add your own files, you can edit, you can change anything you want about this space. So maybe we want to make this the reptile room, maybe whatever. Maybe you're an artist that I'm working with and I want to give you creative freedom, but I want to get you started. I want to maybe edit and clean up or be able to test or debug things. So right out of the box for free, OnCyber gives you these tools. They give you the hosting. They give you the ability for you to collaborate with people. And not to mention, I didn't even get into the fact that you can screen share while in world. So you can easily create events and do live streams, and that's what I've been doing, and it's been a great time. You can upload 3D files. You can upload your own graphic visuals. So mostly, Matthew, you said you're a 3D designer. You can upload your own 3D files in here. Like for instance, let's say I want to add, here we go. So you don't have to click on these add assets in order to add things. You can just in the open add whatever you want. You do want to be cognizant of performance, and you know, this is accessible on mobile, on laptop, on computer, but different devices have different capabilities. So you do have this stats in dashboard where you can get a performance score in here. And once you have your whole space built out, that will appear. But the cool thing is that you can also edit all of this in real time while you're in the world. So for instance, if I wanted to add, if you have 3D animations on this file, you can easily trigger or turn these things off, right? Change any reflection aspect to it. If you're also collaborating, you can lock the position of this asset very easily so that other people who you're collaborating with don't accidentally move around the item. You can also set a collider on it. So if you wanted to create a parkour experience, if all you had was a 3D file of a pickle, and you were the pickle artist, and you were the guy who loves pickles, listen, you can paint an amazing pickle. And you are the pickle guy, but you cannot create a 3D world. Well, guess what? You can easily get your 3D file of a pickle and create a pickle parkour experience. That's right. If you didn't want to make a pickle parkour experience before, you absolutely do now, and it would not cost you anything but the desire to reach your full pickly potential. So you can do a lot of things in here. One of my favorite things, like I said, is you can actually, so let's say I'm going to save this world as the pickle room. How did I come across this? I came across this honestly because I was in Decentraland and I was looking for solutions to certain problems I was having. So first of all, let me just jump into the pickle room. So now I've deployed this pickle room. So easy. Pickle parkour potential. Listen, there's something to be said about pickle parkour potential. And thank you, OnCybers, for making my pickle parkour potential so much more perceivable. So how I came across it, honestly, was one core problem I was having in Decentraland, and that it was so hard for me to host a stream. Time and time again, I was trying to get my streams in World. I wanted to have this amazing experience where I could have people come into World and I could share whatever I want on the screen, and I could merge worlds, I could do all these things. And it was possible, but it was very difficult. And I had to pay for my own stream server, and I had to deal with middle people for that, and it was not reliable. Every time I would try to do it, the screen would be stuttery, and it would totally take away from the user experience I was trying to have. It was just really a pain in the butt. And so I had a cost issue there. I had a consistency and quality issue. And so I was looking for differences. And then one day, one miraculous day, I came across this little feature through this platform, OnCybers. And OnCybers, actually, I first heard about it as an Artifact Clone X holder. I got a Clone X pod, which is an OnCybers space. That space, this, what you see right here is free, but you can buy other spaces that are NFTs. And each space, you know, gives you the NFT, and you can make infinite variations of that space. That's another benefit that I love about OnCybers. It's not like on Decentraland where you have, and by the way, it's not one better than the other. You have pros and cons by each space, right? But at least in Decentraland, you have one, you know, space, and you have one version of that space that you can deploy, unless you go through a lot of technical hurdles otherwise, let's just say. But here, you can have multiple variations of that space. So I was looking for, so Artifact, they airdrop those pods to us, which if you want to check, one of the cool things here too is out of the box, without having any coding experience, you can embed all these things like token gating access. Like this is my VIP room for my On-Earth community. And if you have the On-Earth badge or anything in the On-Earth collection, which if you're one of the artists that I work with, then you have those tokens. Or if you purchase NFTs from artists that I work with, then you have those tokens. Then you can access this room. And with a very simple, you know, if you want me to show you the button to do that, I can show you that. But I'm just trying to give you sort of an overall thing. So right out of the box, Artifact airdropped us this space that we could start to hang our NFTs in and build things in, and Artifact started to drop things left and right and sort of iterate at a pace that as a builder just brings tears to your eyes. And this feature that they had right here, you can broadcast and you can share your audio or even your screen into the space, no problem, without even streaming onto a server, without having to stream onto anything. You could easily, let me turn on my light. You could easily, oh, my hair's all over the place. You could easily start streaming into the metaverse. It removed my cost for my live streams. It gave me great quality. So now it also gave me this ability to also stream content even when I'm not on Twitch or I'm not streaming on my server or whatever. I don't have to stream to an online XYZ place that other people can watch. It gave me this ability to, now I can stream right here into this world. Boom. Check that out. VIP suite. If I wanted to do a private class, which you better bet I'm definitely trying to be, you know, like I'm growing my own brand, obviously. Like everything that I'm doing here is just like what I'm doing, I'm sharing with y'all, right? So I'm doing private classes, I'm doing private sessions, I'm working with artists, and what do? I don't meet with them on Zoom. I don't meet, you know, I don't get, you know, I do those sessions here in the metaverse. You don't learn about the dark, how to navigate the darkness outside in the daylight. You got to get out there in the middle of the night. You got to start to get in that element. So here, boom, no cost. I could start live streaming into here. Look at that. I can control this and live stream. I did it in no problem, no delay, in real time, great time. I can even, if I want to play a game, I could play a game and I can start live streaming this game into this space. Boom. And by the way, this is a crypto game right here. Take that. Got him. I'm low-key good at first-person shooters, y'all. Hold on, I'm on a spree right now. Oh, I was going hard right there. Mostly Mothy. One of the beautiful things is, and if you're an on Earth badge holder, then I'm willing to give you access to your own space using my NFT. So if you're like, hey, I really like that Evo pod that you're using, I really like that artifact pod, but I don't want to spend $1,000. If you get anything from the On Earth collection, which I think the floor price is like 10 Matic right now, then I will give you your own space for you to edit and you can create. So if you wanted that, it is totally an option. It's something that I do for On Earth community members. Low-key, I'm actually very good at this game. Take that. Or is everyone really bad? I'm just murking fools right now. I think I'm gonna lead this leaderboard. I'm going with the shoddy. Oh! Got him. Got him. Got him. Hold on. I'm a beast. Low key. Everybody's avoiding me now. Ah, shiz. Oh! Alright, that was my bad. No, this actually definitely reminds me of like good old days, some classics. Halo. This kind of has an Apex Legends. Let's go. Top number one. I topped the charts on that one. Let's freaking go. Let's go. Y'all just saw that right there. I tried to win that badge when you did the scavenger hunt things. You know what? Mostly Mothi, there is another opportunity right now. If you would like to, there's 2 VIP badges. There's 3 VIP badges up for grabs right now. And there are a lot of bounties. I don't think that you've done a lot of these bounties. It is all good. But I don't think you've done a lot of them, which means you have a great opportunity to lock in. I'm sure you could get to the top of, and actually the current listen to earn code is Luxo, and I'm going to create another listen to earn code that is awesome. Tell me more. Glad to share more. So, Mostly Mothy, if you want to learn more afterwards, if you ever have any questions, here is our community page. If you ever type !community, it'll come up it'll come up here. And there's a whole learn more section on there. I will go through it for you. Our community token is called Orem. Basically, it's the evolution after report token. You might remember report token from the Decentraland report. After the Decentraland report came to a close, I said, okay, I'm going to create a new community token for the Imagine on Earth, for the On Earth community. And that is going to be called Orem. It is our own community token that is used basically to reward people for being creative, right? So on our community page, if you're logged in, you will find the bounties section. Now, you're going to want to be opted in for rewards. Here on the right side, you will see how to opt in for rewards. And you will also be able to learn here very easily how you can earn tokens in the community by having different roles, interacting on Twitter or Discord. All those things aside, bounties is the easiest way that you can quickly start to stack your Aurum, so that ultimately you can be at the top of the leaderboard, which is going to close in 8 days. And at the first and second place, you have a VIP badge. So if you wanted to, you can participate by being creative, and you can earn your own, I'll give you a space in OnCyber for you to create with if you have one of those on-earth badges from the VIP collection. So with all those things said, all of this is free. You don't even have to spend any money. This is on the Polygon network, so you do have to know how to navigate doing Polygon transactions. Cerruti Rio does know his way around the bounties. He comes to pretty much every stream. He is claiming those listen to earn codes. Whenever I drop a new bounty, it comes up on our Discord, so he's always jumping in. And if you don't have our Discord, feel free to join. All of that to say, the bounties, they're coming up here. And another cool thing, mostly Mothy, and probably one of my favorite things, I want to show you this really quick. So, as I said, there is real-time editing. You can actually edit in real time here in OnCybers. So you can be walking around. If you press Shift and K. So as an artist, regularly I see something and I'm like, oh, I want to adjust that. I need to move that over 2 centimeters. I need to adjust that. This should be a different color, XYZ. Here, I can easily press Shift K while in world with other people. I can open up this little website option and I can drop in a website that is like an iframe. So like this rewards page that I have, I can drop it into world and make it so people in my community, when we're hanging out or we're doing a live stream, instead of having to go to them and say, hey, go on this website to go and claim the bounty or to go and do this, boom, it's already there. I can just say, yeah, go into the VIP room, and you'll see at the computer, you can do it all from there. So without any coding knowledge, I just embedded a website into a virtual reality space. And then I can easily, just like any other website, somebody can easily interact with that website. So for me, a lot of the times, I literally have OnCyber as like as a screensaver on my second screen, and instead of having bookmarks on my or multiple tabs open on my browser, I have all my standard websites, links, stuff like that active, at least for my community on there where I can access them at any time. Here you can see that we have the bounty section. You can go ahead and see and even submit your bounty. So mostly Mothy, drop your Twitter address, for instance. If you could do me a favor, what is your Twitter? I want to make sure I'm following you. Today, we put up a new bounty that is follow Neon Glitch on Twitter. And you'll see this in a lot of the different spaces that I have. You'll see this board. But you see, if you come here, it says to complete this challenge, you go ahead, it'll take you there. You can follow, make sure you're following Neon Glitch, click claim, and then in 10 seconds, it's basically verifying right now. And go ahead, and I've claimed that now. Now it's not gonna run a transaction for you. The transaction would cost your token to be able to do, right? Here at the home page, whenever you want to collect your Aurum, you can easily do that by you connect your wallet, you process a Polygon transaction, and that'll go into your wallet And you can track your earnings over time, and you can see where you're earning. So now I've been supporting more on Twitter. You can see I'm earning more on Twitter or on Expand or on Discord. You can see where you're earning your token from, or maybe where you're missing out. So Mostly Mothy, I feel like Mostly Mothy, you've been here for a minute. I've definitely seen you in streams. I've seen you coming through. But as you are a fellow artist and fellow creator, I'm going to create a new bounty here. Support your fellow Web3 artist, and I'm going to say builder. I'm going to say artist. So I have my heralding, I call it heralding, Twitter. So now anybody who follows Mostly Mothy on Twitter is going to earn 250 Aurum. Let's go ahead. And Mostly Mothy, the cool thing is that from there, that Aurum can be used to purchase any rewards. So for all intents and purposes, I now have my own creative economy with that token. We have our own way of earning that through participating in that creative economy, as well as a way for creators, for your community to purchase things in your own store using your own token. So rather than them going on OpenSea or whatever, they can actually, if your sponsor gives you something, or you have a brand you're working with gives you something, you can, instead of randomly dropping it to somebody who retweets on Twitter, you can make it available for people to purchase using their token from that creative economy. You know what? Either way, Mostly Mothy, you're here, and I want to support you because I appreciate your support and for being here. So don't be shy. I think your opinion and your perspective is valuable, and I hope that you'll help us spread the word about what we're doing and taking these ideas that we're sharing and sharing them out with others. You said that you're going to be building your own space, right? If you don't have a Twitter, then I would say create a Twitter so that you can join our community voice on Twitter. Because Twitter is where a lot of the Web3 conversation is taking part. So even if you don't have a Twitter, then make a Twitter and join our conversation, because I need your help in getting the word out and sharing and amplifying this voice together for the creative economy. Keep in mind, if you don't have a Twitter, don't think you're going to start collecting our token just by opening up your Twitter and not saying anything. You do have to participate and talk, and by liking or retweeting any of my posts on Twitter, you'll be earning Aurum, right? By commenting, replying, you'll earn the token by doing that. So you'll already start to earn community rewards by doing that. So it's not for nothing. And in order for you to actually claim the token on our community, you are going to be bot checked. We do patch you at the door. What is good, Kiwi? What is good? We are going to patch you at the door, folks. If you don't have at least 25 followers, if you don't have at least 50 people that you're following, if you haven't at least sent 10 tweets, if you don't have at least 31 days old on your account, then this is going to block you from claiming the token because you haven't passed the threshold that is a not a bot, what we've determined to be a real person. And that is just to protect our tokens from being farmed. Really. Very exciting stuff, and I'm always, but not. Folks, this is important. Do not, think that the whole Aurum thing is passé because it's not a FOMO thing on your timeline that every influencer Trust me, this is the community token that I am building myself from scratch. If you have any questions, you let me know. But this is important. This is what I think is going to be the fuel for the creative economy, for the Imagine on Earth ecosystem. I'm already working with a lot of amazing, talented artists that I can't even announce yet. I'm working with amazing brands already, like Lighthouse. I'm now starting to work with them as a light keeper, but other ones I can't even talk about yet that are going to be giving me prizes once their games come out very soon. Within weeks, we should be seeing, possibly this week, within weeks, I'm going to be getting sponsored prizes to give away to you. And that's going to propel one thing on to another. Once we have 1 million people, which we've onboarded into this community, and I'm getting even more sponsored prizes. Once we get a Clone X, my goal is one day to get a Clone X avatar into this store so that you can purchase your Clone X with Orem. How about that for a community goal? How's your medieval game going? I am so glad that you asked that. It is going very well. I've been exploring many different medieval games. I've definitely been enjoying and exploring Aradina, continuing to do my questing and following up with their progress. They've been developing things and dropping all sorts of posts on their Twitter. And you can earn some Orem in our bounties by following them on Twitter. But there's also another game that I've been highly anticipating, and that is Shardbound. Shardbound is another medieval strategy game, but they are more in the fantasy realm. And they've taken a different approach towards coming into the Web3 space. Instead of them being birthed in the crucible of Web3, they were a company that was around before Web3. They're a very prominent and acclaimed Web2 game that ran out of funding and kind of lost steam before it could take its place on the mantle of great strategy games. But the community has come together, and one team, I think Boom Tango, something Tango. Another team has come along. Bazooka Tango has come along and has taken the mantle to taken this project up, acquired it, and is now bringing it into the Web3 space. And it is another strategy game that I'm definitely going to be playing. Let's see. On Thursday is open collaboration. Open collaboration, 1:30 p.m. PST. Other days we have 6 p.m. PST. We do live music where we're exploring around the metaverse, finding all the live music that's happening on Friday. We do a merged world experience, so we're all in OnCybers whilst sending an avatar around different metaverses. We project that into OnCybers, so we're all hanging out and exploring all the different performances together while staying together. It's pretty awesome. And Saturday and Sunday, we do Anime Club. Anime Club is an offline stream where basically it's like our secret society of the metaverse for anime lovers. We vote on which anime we're going to watch, and we watch anime in the morning. So yeah, we have different times: 10 a.m. PST, 1:30 p.m. PST. We have a 6 p.m. PST and a 7 a.m. PST. So we have different times that people, any time of day, no matter what, they can find something that works for them. My time for today is done. It is a 2-hour stream that I do. And as much as I would love to do more time, I definitely got a lot on my plate that I'm working on with some amazing artists. And I try to make as much time as I have available for the community and for us who are building together the On Earth community. Shout out to everybody on Earth building out in Web3 and who's ready to imagine new and exciting ways for us to empower creators. Appreciate you very much, Mostly Mothy. Thank you, Grismol, for stopping through. Appreciate everybody. And I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, or sometime soon. I'm going to be on tomorrow at 10 a.m. PST, bringing attention to creators. I'm going to be highlighting different creators in the space who are building amazing things, possibly some live interviews if they have time. Otherwise, we're just going to be digging into some of the creators who I really am inspired by in the space, who I think are doing amazing things. All right, y'all, you already know what it is. I will see you tomorrow. Much love. Make sure to go ahead and claim our Listen to Earn codes if you're tuned in. I'm going to do a second code right now, which is Tango. That's right, Tango. It takes 2 to tango. You're going to collect another 500 Orem if you use that secret code. So we have Luxo and Tango as the secret codes for today's stream. That's going to earn you 8,000 Orem. So if you want to collect on that so you can connect with me on those VIP badges or some Decentraland wearables, I got you. If you want to collect that Grismal, that's going to be, you're going to use that secret code on our community page right here where it says claim secret code. You're going to click claim secret code and you'll enter Tango or Luxo in there, and that will give you 500 for each code. If you have any questions, let me know. We have a Discord chat channel. I'm on Twitter. There's so many ways you can get in touch with me. You already know. Peace out, y'all. Keep growing. Keep learning.